Musicians Institute Guitarcraft Program, sponsor of Fox 17 Rock and Review.
Wow. And that's the way you start off a Rock and Review. Welcome to the Rock and Review with Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band. And this is Reverend Peyton. We've got Washboard, Breezy, his wife, and then Max Centini, the drummer. It's great to have you guys on the show.
Man, thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've been listening to you guys since you first started, hitting the road and playing. And I love your music. And I love it that, you're keeping this kind of music and the blues alive in a format like you do. I mean, with incredible vintage instruments you play, although now you have your fancy National.
Yeah, this was a custom new one, but it sure looks old.
Yes, it does. and then Breezy playing the washboard.
Yeah.
And your washboards are endorsed also, right?
Yeah, the only company in America that still makes washboards, the Columbus Washboard Company.
Really?
So,
Yeah, and I know when you guys were on tour, you used to sell like the broken pieces because you play them. Now, after so many shows, you're selling...
Yeah, I sell the whole washboard.
Wow.
Yeah, people want it. So occasionally I'll still smash them, but after a hand surgery a couple years ago, I decided less smashing. I do still light them on fire. But.
I love that. I love that. Well, and the album is just so much fun, too, with you guys on the front and Breezy with that cool look. And we got Max back here in the back. And, of course, Rev, you always look cool. And I love the old RCA microphone on there, too. Max, I had to bring it up, man. You're the only guy I know as a drummer that actually has your own plastic buckets that are endorsed.
That's right, man. Yeah, they're actually maple syrup buckets. A friend of ours owns a maple syrup farm in southern Indiana, Burton Maple Syrup.
Wow.
And so he hooks us up with all the old buckets that he used to collect the sap.
And maple syrup.
And we get all the maple syrup.
So not only does it sound great, but it also smells good while you play it.
Yeah. It's got that sweet sound.
So do they send them full of syrup?
No. We get the beautiful bottles that he makes.
It's a better smell. The prior ones were pickle buckets.
Oh,
so.
that's
those ones we were just getting behind the sandwich shop. You're
they get a little rough on tour, especially when you're in the vehicle going, "What smells like pickles?" Max, come on, clean the drum.
Hey, per usual, yeah.
Oh my gosh! Well, you guys have a brand new album out, which is "Pour Until Payday," and listening through this, and Rev, you and I were talking really. One of my favorite tracks is "Dirty Swerve," also "Pour Until Payday." The single off that, what a great song.
Pour Until Payday's fun, man. And Pour Until Payday, we have this really cool music video for too. That we had the music video. We crashed cars. We had to block off 5 blocks in 2 different towns.
Oh my gosh.
We had 300 volunteers. We had livestock.
Yeah.
There was all kinds of stuff. We had to have the police help us. All kinds
now,
of
can a viewer see the video? Is it easiest to watch it on your website or what?
YouTube, yeah.
On YouTube?
Big Damn Band Official.
Okay.
YouTube.com/Big Damn Band Official.
And it's got all the videos, and you've got the website and everything with the tour and all the albums.
Yeah, BigDamnBand.com. Most everything's Big Damn Band. So, our Facebook is Facebook.com/Big Damn Band. Instagram is Instagram.com/Big Damn Band. Twitter's at Big Damn Band.
So they can find you pretty easy.
Yeah, pretty easy.
Well, you know what? It also, listen to, Church Clothes, I thought was such a sad song, but a great sound also. Me and the Devil, I felt like you kind of had a nod with that one to Robert Johnson. And obviously your icons, Howlin' Wolf, I know you're a big fan of.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Howlin' Wolf. And then, I love the old country blues guys, the finger pickers.
Right.
Your bass player in this kind of stuff is your thumb.
Yeah.
So when you listen to this record, it's all recorded live, analog tape, old vintage microphones. And so when you hear it, it's just Max on the drums, Breezy on the washboard, and me on the guitar.
Well, I'll tell you what, Frenchman Street, the opening instrumental part on that is just amazing.
Thank you.
I'm listening to that going, okay, I'm going to have to go back and figure out how to play this now.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
No guarantees.
Yeah. Well, and also, we got to bring it up, Rev. You are using 16-gauge strings.
Yeah.
And that's and I'm sure guitars probably have to be adjusted for that.
Well, National Guitar, they recommend you don't use heavier than 13s.
Right.
And I have had issues.
Yeah. And I would like to say for the record, that if a lot of people may not realize, Stevie Ray Vaughan played 13-gauge. Yeah. You're playing 3 gauges up with 16s.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend, you necessarily do this to your guitars. I sort of feel like this, when they break, I'll fix them. It's worth it. But,
right.
To you at home, you may not feel that way about your precious instrument. So.
Well, you play out with a lot of vintage ones. Like even on the cover here, you can see the vintage Harmony that you tour with.
That guitar is on this record a ton, and that's a 1949 Harmony H50.
Right, which I love those, especially with those pickups.
Well,
oh my gosh.
the funny thing is, I paid $325 for that guitar at a car show in Iowa.
Really?
And it has a real Gibson P13 on it. But I hate the Gibson P13.
Yeah.
So I use 3M tape. I put a mustache gold foil from the 60s.
Yeah.
It's like 61.
Oh, yeah.
And I just 3M taped it on, and that's the pickup I use on it. I love that guitar, but I hate the original pickup. And the funny thing is that guitar is only worth about $325.
Yeah.
But that Gibson P13, you could eBay it for $500.
Oh, totally.
That's
More than
totally.
the guitar.
That's
Why
more
don't
than
you
the guitar.
take it off?
Well, I've thought about it.
Not even using it.
Exactly. They can buy the next guitar. Now, I want to bring up also this cool National that you're playing today, Rev, to where they essentially took your classic model, your vintage guitar, and then did the measurements and built this one out, right?
Well, that was another one they did, and we sort of built a relationship up. And this one here is straight out of my brain. There's not one like it at all. So this is 100% brass that's been patinaed.
It's beautiful.
I wanted the cutaway to look like something had happened to it.
Yeah.
So it didn't look like it was cut away originally. I wanted to take a hammer to it, but they didn't have the heart to do it. Maybe one day I will, but I've kind of not had the heart to do it either. It's just so beautiful. But it, this is. Basically something I worked with them, the National Resophonic Company, for a long time.
Because you've got a 1939, right?
I've got my main resonator that I used to tour with before this one was a 1934.
Okay.
1934 National Trojan. And,
Right. Oh my gosh. Those are
I
amazing.
have a 34, a 35, and a 36, and they only made like 1,200 of those guitars. So I think I may have the biggest collection of National Trojans in the world at 3, but because not very many of them survive.
Well, now I want to mention also this cool pickup too. A buddy of yours built this for you, and it's got a train spike in it.
Yeah, it's made out of a railroad spike. Yeah, my buddy Brian Fleming. Brian's done some cool stuff for me. I don't know if you're familiar with. I had him make a guitar out of a shotgun.
I
for me.
saw, yeah.
So I have a 12-gauge shotgun guitar, and I've got he made my axe one, and you can look at those on our YouTube channel and check out that weird stuff too. But he built that stuff for me. I'm pretty lucky to be surrounded by a lot of really cool people, man, that keep us.
Well, and I was joking with you before we came in studio too, Rev, that you guys are from north of Nashville,
Right.
Indiana.
Yeah, just north of Nashville. Yeah.
But you come here, it's like everybody loves you. I mean, you guys are so known for your shows. You played in 37 countries around the world.
Isn't that crazy?
And what are you doing, like 250 dates a year?
Yeah, exactly.
How many washboards is that, Breezy?
If I'm lucky, 250. That means about 100 or 125.
Oh my gosh! And so now I want to bring up too, Rev. It's like you started playing guitar when you were like 12 years old.
That's right. Yeah.
And your first incredible instrument was a K and a Gorilla amplifier.
Yeah, I know. Well, the Gorilla amplifier isn't on stage anymore, but I still play a K every night.
Right.
When I was a kid, I was just absolutely ashamed of that guitar. Because the K was a cheap guitar.
Oh yeah.
And I was ashamed. I wanted anything but that K. But now every single night I pick up a K. It's a K Speed Demon is what I play.
Oh yeah, the Speed Demons.
And I was when I was a kid. My dad brought home this old K, and he said, "Hey, if you like this, we'll get an amp." So I had an electric guitar with no amp, and then with the amp we got, I played it every day. Hours a day.
Right.
People will say like, "Oh, I played hours a day." No, I would put in 12 or 13-hour days when I was 12 years old.
Well, but also that shows on what developed your sound and your feel, and why you're so incredible on the guitar now.
No, thank you.
From that.
It's
playing.
hours. I always talk about like people talk. You're talking about Robert Johnson. Talking about him selling his soul. He didn't sell his soul. He spent a lot of hours playing. That's how he got good.
Exactly.
I know.
Well, now, how did you guys end up getting your music included on the show Shameless? Also, that's a pretty big deal.
Well, I think they just sort of found out about us and asked for it, which is really cool.
They had really good taste, I
Yeah,
guess.
they had
Well, and speaking of which, if there are any TV shows looking for some new music, I think there might be some great cuts off here.
hope.
Yes.
That's
That's
the
the
hope.
hope. That's the hope. Well, that kind of stuff, it
I'd like
helps
to get a
pay the bills.
pontoon boat, so that would be awesome. If we could get that, that'd be awesome.
That would be great, wouldn't
We
it?
need a new van too, but
Yeah.
Yeah, if
pontoon boat
Shameless
would
out
be
there, we'll
pretty
call
fun.
the boat Shameless, whatever.
There, But I mean, and being honest with you guys, listening to the whole album, listening to every track on here, there's not a bad cut on here.
Well, thank you, man.
All three of you are so talented. I mean, and it's a visceral, and each one sounds different, and I can hear different blues musicians when I listen to it.
That's cool, man. I like that.
But
That's
it's
cool.
a modern take.
Well, it's tough, when you have literally, one melodic instrument, And it's tough to make it not all sound the same.
Right.
So we spend a lot of time doing that. A lot of it has to do with the dynamics of the rhythm section here. You know, you have to be. You have
Well,
to
you
be
know,
very
and I was going to
dynamic.
bring that up too, Rev, to where the dynamics are what amazed me on that, because that's where, you know, your vocals are still riding across, but I hear the dynamics of each instrument.
Yeah, and part of that, I mean, like you can fake that later with Pro Tools and whatnot, but you know, this was all done live. So
Wow.
we did this ourselves
And on
in
tape.
the room. And on tape. That's right. Yeah.
That's incredible. I'll tell you what now, what's the best website for them to follow you guys on tour, and if they want an autographed copy of the album?
BigDamnBand.com.
Right
That's
there.
the best way. BigDamnBand.com.
And so the tour, just you guys are always on the road.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. We're just about going to be. I always say, eventually, we're going to get to you.
Yeah, sooner or later. But check the website, follow them on social. You know, the video is out also that goes along with Pour Until Payday. You want to buy a copy of this. I'll tell you what, support live music, especially keeping up traditional live music like this with a modern touch. And you guys are doing it, man. And it's just great music.
Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you.
I'll tell you what, great album. Pour Until Payday. You want to buy it, download it. I say buy the vinyl. And if you do it off their website and stuff too, they might even sign it for you. That is Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band. Thanks for watching the Rockin' Review.
Musicians Institute Guitarcraft program, sponsor of Fox 17 Rock and Review.